What if I told you that you could get a £1,000 mirrorless camera look, but it'll cost you less than £200? And one of the best perks, it sits on top of your monitor. Well, today we are looking at the Elgato Facecam 4K, and we're trying to see if streamers can finally get rid of those bulky DSLR camera setups. So let's get into it. So today we have the Facecam 4K, premium 4K webcam, which is from Elgato. So we've got true 4K 60 frames per second video, stunning picture, DSLR-like controls, HDR enabled, and then it also allows for lens filter thread for the cinematic effects, which is quite nice. Right, let's get into this. If I can get into it. There we go. Nice little Elgato logo going on there, very nice. Ooh. Now they do swear by their everything that's in the packaging can be recycled, which is quite nice. So start off, we do have a very, very nice braided USB Type-C 3.0 5 gigabit transfer speed, which is got on the side there. Very, very nice cable. We do get a little user manual here, or important safety instructions. You've got to be careful with these. We get the actual mount for the camera, and then we get the camera itself. Hold on. And that's all we get. That's all you pretty much need. They must package these by hand, surely. Oh my lord. Look at the size of that. Nice little Facecam 4K there. That is huge. That is absolutely massive. I didn't really expect that. On top, we've got the little Elgato logo. On the back, we've just got some ventilation fins. Obviously, there's a high chance you're going to be using this for many hours at a time. And then we have our USB 5 volt on the back as well. We do get the normal 1/4 inch thread or 1/4 inch thread on the back, which is quite nice. And then just some basic information, but that is impressive. So like I said, we do also get the little clamp here. Now this is going to be what's going to attach to your computer, your monitor, or whatever you're going to do. You don't have to use this. Like I said, you can attach this to a thread on a tripod or something like that. But I'm going to be using this personally because that's just, obviously this is what I want to use. But what I am going to do is get this on here first. I am extremely surprised how big that is. I didn't expect it to be that big. But that does look absolutely incredible. Right, we're going to pop this on a monitor, keep the recording, and we're going to go from there. We'll hop over to OBS Studio, and of course, we'll see what's going on. So we're now looking at the software for the Elgato Cam 4K, and we're just going to talk a little bit about it and how it all works and exactly like that. And the one thing I'll start off with saying is, first off with the input, how we've got the format. Now, I've seen a lot of comments of people saying, oh, it goes up to 2160, 60 frames per second, but it's not working. It all depends on the software you're projecting it to. So the likes of OBS, yes, it probably will work at 2160 at 60 frames per second, but if you're using a different service, it might not. It might only work at 1080p, 1440, but I thought I'd get that out of the way. So we'll start talking about it. I am looking over here because obviously I'm looking at the screen. So at the top, we do have camera effects as well as prompter. I don't have a prompter, so mine's currently blurred out. We've got input, which is the Elgato Facecam 4K, and currently format is at 1080p, 30 frames per second. So if we go down and change that just to 1440, for some reason it always does this, where it crops out a little bit. It's not a massive issue. So we'll keep going. Right, so we do have frame. So on the side, we do have frame FOV. So what we can with this, we can go in and out, and obviously you can move it around. So depending on what you want it on, what you want to focus on. And then we also have face tracking as well. Face tracking is a bit of a weird one. There you go. So face tracking is a bit of a weird one. It'll automatically go to 1080p because I've also got OBS Studio running. Face tracking is a bit of a weird one. But we've got that. Picture mode, you can change the contrast, saturation, as well as the sharpness. You can have all that and then obviously reset it if so. And then we have exposure as well. So we can set it to automatic, or you can change it to the metering, shutter speed, ISO, and all that good stuff. You can change everything on here, and it'll even tell you the ISO in the corner as well, depending on if you've got your setup a certain way. We can change the white balance, currently set to automatic, and obviously we can we can set that up, but obviously I'm just gonna have mine set to automatic, it's easier. And then we also have processing. So we have noise reduction from off to custom. So we'll put it on high. And then we also have anti-flicker. So you got 50 hertz or 60 hertz as well. Now, the best thing about this camera, I have to admit, not just about the quality, is the effects. Now, the effects, they do give you a ton of different options, as well as if you go into like the stream marketplace, you can add more. So currently we have mirror as well as flip. Mirror says exactly what it says on the tin, as well as flip, now upside down. So it all depends on what angle or depending on how you're streaming. Then we have AI backgrounds. I like this. So you can have it off so you can see everything in the back, which is currently messy. And don't worry about that. I ripped all the foam pads off my room. I'm currently redoing it. So we've got blur. The blur one I do like, because a lot of people tend to struggle with this when they have it loaded up on OBS Studio. They don't want the background showing. And obviously you can change the strength of the blur, so you're purely just seeing me. This, one of the best features. We just have a little Elgato one going on around there, little office suite, if this is something that you want to do. You've got a few different ones, like I said, office spaces or just chill out vibes, broadcasting. And then what you can do is you can add, so you've got a few different ones here. See if you want a green screen. So you can just add a green screen there so you can have whatever you want in the background, which is quite handy. I'm just going to stick the blur because I like blur the most. And of course we have LUTs. Now what LUTs are is filters for the camera essentially. So what we can do is add LUTs, and yes, you can add more if you go through the stream marketplace. And what it does, it just gives you different color aspirations for your footage. So it all depends on what you're going for. You have full. Now eye contact, I'm not a fan of this one. So if I go on eye contact, now if you see my eyes, they look really weird. Now, I'm not sure if this is related to some of the other models that might move. I'm not sure about that, but I don't like the eye contact. It's weird. Of course, settings. Obviously, you've got basic settings. And then, of course, you've got Stream Marketplace as well. So if I just bring this down. So we have Stream Marketplace where we can add all of our different stuff here. So we've got virtual backgrounds. So if you go to virtual backgrounds, you have a ton. Yes, some of them are paid, but some of them are free as well, which is quite handy. But again, it allows you to fully change your stream how you want it, not have to be like, oh, this guy's doing this, I'll do this. This guy's doing that, so I'll do that. Doesn't make a difference. The camera allows you to utilize your stream and change it for how you want, whether you're in a high light mode, high dark mode, if you want funny green screens, if you want cool blurred effect. It really is that simple. And it is such a good bit of kit, I have to admit. I wonder if it's going to work 2160 by 30 because I'm on... Nah. I think the settings, it depends on your settings and what you've got going on OBS. I just thought I'd quickly show you how the camera works with the software, but I am actually really impressed about it. It's just sat up there on top of my monitor. You are so high because you're sat on a 43-inch monitor. But by all means, if you do have one of these and you've got any issues, please drop it down in the comment section below. I'm happy to help. But if you want to grab one for yourself, please do check the links in the video description. There'll be a link there directly for this one, as well as the older version as well. I did a little bit of testing with the older version is actually quite good, but I went for this one mostly. This is what I predominantly use for my streams. But in the end of the day, if you need any help whatsoever, you know where I am. But by all means, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'll catch you in the next one.